Hey guys, today we're going to be reviewing the males of Sailor Moon. Yes, these are only going to be males. Now, popular to what some people don't believe, there were actually 4 males: Malachite, Nephlite, Jadeite, and Zoisite. Yes, Zoisite was not a girl. He was a male and he was gay. And I actually have footage, proof of his gender. Right here, it says he was male and that he was gay. And that's in the Japanese original dialogue. Now, the reason they changed it to America is because, we can't have that. Now, I'm doing slideshows of all our male characters because I'm sick and tired of the copyrights. And I'm also going to say Happy Halloween to everybody. Now, when they changed Zoisite's sex, believe it or not, all they did was change his voice. They didn't give him any breast or nothing, and obviously they hid his Adam's apple. But yeah, Nephlite is actually a male. If you can find the original Sailor Moon in Japanese and you listen to him talk, oh, hi Nephlite. If you listen to him talk, you can definitely tell it's a male. Now, believe it or not, Nephlite was actually my favorite. Between Nephlite and Malachite were my 2 favorites. And there is a scene, which I'm going to let it play in its entirety so you guys can see it. But there was a scene where Nephlite died, and it was just so heartbreaking for me because the Sailor Scouts didn't do a thing to save him. And we're going to get into the Sailor Scouts' ages down the road in this recording, if you guys already don't know their ages. But let's get started on these characters. These were our first villains that we all remember from the very first time we watched Sailor Moon. Now, I watched Sailor Moon from the original up to the Doomtree series, and I can't remember if it was the Dark Moon series with Prince Diamond, but that's when I stopped watching it because it was getting too repetitive. And I noticed something on Sailor Moon. Nobody tried to talk to these villains. They never tried to reason with them like on Dragon Ball Z. They always went flat out killing. And yes, Nephlite did trick a young girl. She did fall head over heels in love with him, but their ages were very inappropriate. But that didn't stop her. And slowly, Nephlite began to kind of come around and really start to think to himself, am I doing the wrong thing? And when he got attacked, as you can see, the little girl, she tried so hard to save him. She tried to pull the barbs out. She tried so hard. And I'm going to let this next scene play through.
Nephrite, we're safe now.
Sailor Moon.
Yes?
It looks like your true identity will remain a secret after all.
No! Don't die!
I'm sorry. Don't think we'll be having chocolate parfait together.
Please stay.
Looks like I've continued to lie to you until the very end. Forgive me.
No.
Thank you for being part of my life.
Nephrite, please wake up. No! You can't go! You promised that we would have a chocolate parfait together. You can't just break a promise. You can't! That's right!
And here's Jedi. They did nothing to help Malachite. And I don't know about, or not Malachite, Jedi, or Nephlite. I don't know about you guys, but that scene always made me cry. And here we got Jedi. Now, Jedi was he was our first villain, but to tell you guys the truth, I really don't remember a whole lot about him. He seemed to me like the typical, blonde hair, blue eyes. He really wasn't the strongest, and I think that's why we met him first. The way I see it, they did the strongest and the weakest. But going back to Nephlite, the Sailor Scouts did nothing to help him. They just stood there. They didn't try to pull out the barbs that were in him. They didn't try to plug up the wound. They did nothing. And that kind of upset me because, at least in other animes like in Dragon Ball Z and, Inuyasha, at least they made an attempt to try. Now, had they tried, like if they pulled out the barbs and they tried to dress the wound and he still died, I wouldn't be as upset because I don't know. I don't think he said it in the scene that I showed you guys because I think it was cut a little short. But he flat out was going to say that maybe they could have been allies. Maybe, just maybe, if those Sailor Scouts would have tried to save Nephlite's life and he would have, healed and survived, he could have been a new member of the Sailor Scouts. He could have been alongside of them fighting because he had some good fighting styles and he had good moves, and that really upset me that they went ahead and did that because, we have, Piccolo and Vegeta who were bad guys and they went to the good side. There was not one villain that I remember in Sailor Moon that went good. None of the males. And that was another thing that kind of upset me. I know they had some female villains, but, the main four were males. I don't care what anyone says. Zoisite is a male, and he always will be a male in my eyes. Whether it's in the Japanese or the English, he's a male. I really don't like the fact they changed his gender just because of it. And I'm also going to mention, even though I didn't watch it, but I have heard this from others, Sailor Pluto and the girl she's with, I think it's Mercury? No, it's not Mercury. I don't remember her name. But in the original Japanese dialogue, they're lesbians. Well, obviously, it's like, well, here in America, we can't have that. So they made them cousins. Yeah, that made it a lot worse considering they're supposed to be cousins, but they really didn't change their personality. They're still real clingy to each other. You can definitely tell that something's going on. And the fact that they made one of them look like a dude, yeah, that was a little upsetting to me. Just a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you the names, or not the names, but the ages. All of our Sailor Scouts from the first episode, Sailor Moon, Mars, Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury, guess what, guys? They're all in middle school. They're all in middle school. And I know you guys are going to be like, that's impossible. Look at how tall they are. They look like they're 17. No, they are all in middle school. If you guys go to the Nostalgia Critic and look at his video of him talking about Sailor Moon, he admits it too. They're all in middle school. They're all like 12, 13 years old. They're not even in high school yet. And it's the same with Inuyasha. Kagome is in middle school because she even admitted in one of the episodes that she had to do this test to get in this really good high school. So, it really makes me wonder how old Tuxedo Mask is, because clearly I think he's in high school or he's out of high school, but he looks a bit old to me. And guys, I'm just going to say this. I think he was the gayest character. I'm sorry. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hateful comments for that, but honestly, when I watched any scenes with him, I felt really uncomfortable. Like I was expecting like a duet or something. I don't know. And the fact that all of the Sailor Scouts are fawning over him, and the fact that he and Serena get together and have a kid, and then the kid comes from the future, dude, too much. And I don't care, but genetics show that if someone has black hair and someone has blonde hair and they have a kid, it shouldn't have pink hair. Genetics should show that she should either have brown hair or dirty blonde because her dad's got black. Don't ask me. I'm just getting beside myself on that. But anyway, this is Jahia Moondragon, and I will see you in the next anime. Bye-bye!